Wheelchairs used in sports are made of light alloys and metals, including titanium, and more recently carbon fibre has been used to keep the weight of chairs and wheels low. By reducing weight, the strain on an athlete's shoulders and wrists is reduced. Switching to light materials such as carbon fibre has also reduced vibration and increased comfort. Racing wheelchairs are now aerodynamically designed to enhance speed. A 100-metre wheelchair sprint can now be completed in less than 14 seconds. Marathons are now completed faster by wheelchair athletes than athletes running the marathon. Technology and human endeavour are narrowing the gap in abilities. Wheel size varies from sport to sport. For example, basketball chairs have larger rear wheels than racing chairs. This allows for shorter stroke lengths and more explosive power to start, stop and change direction, rather than the straight-line speed needed in wheelchair racing. In court sports, the requirement to accelerate rapidly and change direction suddenly have led to the addition of a fifth wheel. Mainly used for tennis and basketball, the fifth wheel prevents chairs tipping backwards and allows a shorter wheelbase and smaller turning circle. The camber or angle on the wheels is when the wheels are not perpendicular to the road and mounted at an angle to improve performance. Increasing the camber or angle of the rear wheels allows for tighter turns, improving agility and an increased turn velocity. It allows a quicker grab, aiding rapid change in direction. The profiles of racing wheelchair wheels are actually oval-shaped. This reduces contact with underarms and facilitates a lower seating position. The push rims are considerably smaller, as the biomechanics of this configuration requires less arm movement but greater push. Sprint wheelchairs are designed to track in a straight line, but for long-distance racing, the long wheelbase is also advantageous for turning. The design helps to prevent the chair tipping when cornering on a track, as the weight is transferred to the outside wheel. Chairs are fitted with a compensator, which is hit by the athlete at the start of a bend so they can push normally through the bend. The compensator is hit again in the straight to allow the chair to go in a straight line again. Back and seat height, axle and seating position, and strapping are bespoke for elite athletes to their specific impairment and balance. They're critical to optimal performance of the chair. Each has a significant effect on the user's centre of gravity and balance, which is vital in preventing tipping over and impact injuries. Racing chairs have tilted seats to allow greater stability and even weight distribution. The design of an athlete's wheelchair will depend on the impairment of the athlete and their physical mobility, as well as the rules for that sport. Court sport athletes are categorized from low point to high point athletes. Amongst other factors, this indicates their mobility and their trunk strength. Low point athletes with the highest impairments require a bucket seat and higher backrest for stability, as they have a lower function level in the lower part of their body. High point athletes who have more function and mobility often require a sixth wheel with two wheels on the back. On display is the tennis wheelchair used by Peter Norfolk when winning the gold medal in the Paralympic quad wheelchair tennis events in Athens and Beijing. Peter used a bespoke titanium chair with strapping and set up to suit his size, function and balance. To aid Peter getting the best push, he also used a coated push rim on his racket hand wheel to ensure good contact between the racket and wheel, given that the racket is strapped to his hand. Court chairs across different sports are relatively similar, although there are some specific adaptations. For example, wheelchair rugby frames have reinforced front and side bumpers to protect the user's legs and feet in clashes and to withstand impacts permitted within the sport. Some rugby chairs also have special hooks to trap opposition players.